Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dupitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: Facebook. Why'd you shut me down? So this literally has happened over the course of about the last 72 to 96 hours. Have been really, really interesting for me. As I headed into the beginning of the weekend, I was notified by Facebook that my page called Retention Secrets was under investigation. Now, this is a very user-friendly page for doctors of chiropractic to help them with their communication to patients, to help them to communicate better people, create better connections with patients, and help them to better understand the power of chiropractic and how it can help them in their lives and their health and just overall living. And so I literally have reignited this page over the course of the last few weeks. I hadn't been posting a lot there because I have so many different directions, right? We can get kind of overwhelmed with these pages. We have so many different directions that I just really have tried to put stuff on 1 to 2 pages and really distribute information that way. And recently, as I'm working on a project for Retention Secrets, I thought, you know what, I really need to get back into that anyway because I love communication. And so I posted some stuff, and then all of a sudden, a couple days ago, I'm told that I'm under investigation for possible, blah, 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 whatever it is. There's like for spamming people, for fraudful information, for degrading information, whatever it is that this thing says. And I'm floored. Like, I'm literally floored as I'm reading this going, you've got to be kidding me. And I go through, and I'm the only one that can get in now as an admin, and I'm reading my stuff, and I'm like, what the heck have I done wrong here? And so you're able to request review, and yet they want you to make changes. So I go and I delete the only video that I've done in the last, essentially 6 months on this particular page. And I delete that video and I go request. And 24 hours later, I'm reinstated. The crowd goes crazy. Well, then I go ahead and I pose a question to doctors. And I say, hey, what do you do to enhance the experience for your patients on a day-to-day basis? And I have a little dialogue with one particular doc. And then 24 hours later, I'm informed that that page has been deleted. So I went from being approved to now being deleted. And I found this out this morning, and I come home and I've got a ton of work to do. And I'm going, you've got to be kidding me. And I'm working on a program for this right now, so I'm a little frustrated. And yet, instead of getting frustrated and letting it distract me, which years ago this would have done, I would have been trying to find, how can I fix this? How can I make this better? Instead, I just go, okay, so I'm going to leverage here. I'm going to leverage people that I know, or I'm going to leverage social media. And I go over and I post on social media because I figure I'll post the situation. Somebody's going to read it. At least one person out there is going to read this. They're going to give me some help and support, and I'll take what they say and I'll go use that to find a solution instead of me spending hour upon hour trying to figure out how to fix the page. And so what's so interesting about that is and I don't know how you are, but again, in my past, I would have been pissed. I would have been like, I'm going to figure out how to fix this, and been going to try to fix it. And it was just one of those things where it's like, okay, look, I got work to do, man. So I'm going to find a way to leverage relationships over here and use those relationships to actually help me while I can put my focus over here on the other side and work on my projects today. So I don't end the day behind the 8 ball. I actually end the day super, super productive, which is fortunately where I'm at right now in this recording, an actually really super productive day, even with that distraction going on. And so ultimately, what does this mean to you? It's one of those things where you kind of look at your own life and say, well, where am I being led by these types of distractions where something doesn't work my way and I'm letting it knock me off the tracks? As opposed to asking a very simple question, folks. And it's what can I do now, or who can I leverage? And this isn't leverage somebody for the sake of taking people for granted or anything like that. This is simply saying you have relationships right now that you can use, which would shorten a timeline on something. It would shorten a timeline for me on having to surf and figure this out. A couple of people shot me a link. Another person actually private messaged me, and she is working with a social media company, and they're looking into it for me. All because I was willing to just leverage relationships instead of saying, no, I've got this. I'll figure it out on my own. I need no help. And this becomes a problem for many people. It's like they think they either one, think they're just going to figure it out for themselves, or two, they get so frustrated. They get so frustrated that they throw their hands up in the air and they never end up finishing the projects they needed to. So I want you to take a look at your life right now. Just look across body, being, balance, and business. Take a look, these 4 categories that we're constantly talking about. Say, where is it in my life that I need to leverage relationships? I need to ask for support. Not somebody to take it over for you, but just to get support that can move you in the right direction. Sometimes, look, when it comes to your health and you're trying to go at it on your own and go at it on your own and go I'll never forget the first time I hired a trainer. I was like, I can't believe I'm going to go hire a trainer. I know what I'm talking, I know what to do. And I went and hired a trainer, and when I hired the trainer, he just gave me a different perspective. That was it. He gave me a different perspective. Like, I'm already a driven person, but he gave me a different perspective, a different workout, and I ran with it and got great results. It's a matter of leveraging those relationships that you have around you, which shorten the timeline and shorten the curve that it might take to get to where it is that you want to go. And so I encourage you today to take a look at your life, and where is it that you're getting frustrated and you're throwing your hands up in the air instead of just taking a deep breath and saying, okay, I'm going to leverage relationships to help me with this so I can continue to work on this. Think about that. I'm going to leverage relationships to help me where I'm stuck, and then I'm going to focus on taking action in the areas that I want to grow in my life. If you can do this today, you're going to get stuck. If you don't get stuck today, it's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. And if you start thinking in terms of find a solution instead of whining and being a victim, it's going to make all the difference in the world. I'm going to say that again. If you start to think in terms of finding a solution, when you have a problem, it's going to happen this week. You're going to be challenged. When you start to think in terms of finding a solution instead of whining, your productivity is going to go up. Your connection to other people will rise. And your mood and your energy and your focus will be on fire because you're working on the things that you're passionate about while you're also getting assistance and support on the other side. So take action on that today, folks. I got to head out of here. Hey, as always, shoot me an email, Dr. Troy, DRTROY, @commitandgo.com. If you have questions, comments, or things that you want to share with me, or even something that you want me to talk about in terms of a topic, would love to hear where you're coming from in this part of the world. And as always, head on over to commitandgo.com. Give you an opportunity to look at myself, Dr. Troy Dukowitz, see what it is that we do here at Commit and Go on a day, week, and monthly basis. And maybe, just maybe, it's time for you and I to talk about working together. That's all I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time. Bye-bye.